Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're doing a get ready with me. I have some new and old makeup. I want to reuse this beautiful tweed purple and pink palette from Chanel. I want to create something slightly pink, slightly purple, and just really beautiful. But I also have some new makeup from VioletteFR. This is a blush stick, and hold on, look at how beautiful this is. This beautiful pink marbling looks gorgeous. I also have a new lipstick from the brand, and BK Beauty Lisa J kindly sent me this new eye and face kit. There's two kits actually. It's a face kit and an eye brush kit here. This is the core line extension from BK Beauty. So I thought we could use new brushes, some new makeup, and some old makeup as well. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. Now, as you know, I have my online beauty consulting service. This is a one-on-one chat with me. So if you have questions about purchasing some new makeup, but you don't want that sales pressure from a store, go ahead and book a session today. Okay, so before we dive into the makeup, we have to do some of the base first. First, I'm going into Lip Balm Classic. This is the Emile Cordon in White Truffle. This is the package here. It looks white. I don't think any of their the lip balms in this line here have any tint, but White Truffle smells, I apologize if you can hear this. There's some sort of construction going on outside. It's beyond me. But White Truffle smells delicious. It smells like chocolate, and it's just really nice. White Truffle does have like a chocolatey scent, but it's not too overpowering. Like once you apply it, after a few seconds, it kind of dissipates and then you're just left with a nice glossy pout. Also, I need to apply a primer to my eyelids. This is the NARS eyeshadow primer. I think this is called the Smudge Proof eyeshadow base. I like the shade Neutral, or I don't know. This is technically the No shade one, but they have ones with a bit of tint as well. Someone told me that the Hourglass eyeshadow primer is very good, so I might give that a try. I'm just not certain it's going to usurp NARS. And then for the brows, I'm really just enjoying keeping them super light. I do want to go into a tinted brow gel. This is from Clé de Peau, and this is the shade. It has a shade. What shade is this? 02 Dark Brown. It took me a minute there. I was like going like this trying to find the number, but it's 02 Dark Brown. And this is the wand here. And what I do is I like to keep my eyebrows light, but I still want to, put them in place and tame them a bit. And I find that a tinted brow gel just offers like just enough. And if I have gaps, what I do is I just take the wand and just press it very lightly, just add a bit more tint, and then I just fill them in like this. I just went ahead and did a quick swatch here of the Tweed palette, just to get a sense of what the shades are like. So I think I'm leaning the most towards this color here, and maybe the lighter colors. I might ignore this dark shade. I just want something really nice and light. So taking this BK Beauty 209, this is a mini shader brush. I'm going into this color here. And then I'm going into the 212 medium blender, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit more, not a lot. And I really just want to sweep this on the lid here. My inspiration for this is, I don't know, fall, but like Paris in the fall. I know that when we think of fall, we think of foliage and maybe different shades, but I swear there are some leaves that are purple. And so that is today's inspiration, today's look. I wish I was in Paris. I wish I was traveling, but that'll be for a different season. I'm sort of just taking this very liberally in the crease, a little bit higher on the lid here. I'm sort of just passing this color just basically everywhere on the lid. Maybe I will go into this dark color here with a 210. This is a mini pencil brush. I'm going to take this and it's going to go a little bit here as liner on the bottom lashes. What I like about this palette is that it's very soft. I know some people don't like it for that reason, but the point of some Chanel eyeshadow palettes is to be soft. Like, not everything is meant to be super intense. And I like how light and soft the payoff is on these shadows. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit in the crease here, just for a little bit of definition. I may as well while I'm here. Going into the 211 detailer brush, I'm just going to very gently blend this out. I really didn't even add that much of the dark color in the crease here, but I'm just gonna blend it just to say that I did. Now I'm going into the other side of the 209 brush. I'm going into this color here, and I'm going to press this on the lid, just lightly like this. Now for the last touch, I'm going into this last shade here with my finger, just like this, and I'm going to press it on the center of the eye here. Going into eyeliner, I have a couple that I want to use. I'm going to use my Chanel Stylo Yeux waterproof liner in 88. It's an intense black. And this one, I'm going to place in the top waterline, and just like a very thin line on top. And then I'm going to use the Dior Show Intense Waterproof Liner in the shade 968 Sparkling Taupe. And this is this color here. It's a sparkling taupe, but it has like a little bit of a purpley pink shift. And this one here is gonna go in the bottom waterline. And then for the mascara, I have the Givenchy Disturbia Volume Mascara. This is interesting. The wand is interesting, the tube is interesting. This is not a mascara that I see that often here on YouTube, so I thought I would test this out. I feel like the formula is very wet. Like, there's a lot of product here on the wand that I'm working through. Maybe I'll try to wipe off some of it. And it's interesting because sometimes some mascara formulas dry down as you use them, and then like after like 2 or 3 weeks they become better, but this one here, I don't know, it's just like it's a very wet formula with a lot of product on there. I don't know. So unfortunately I did have a little bit of an issue with clumping. I used my Chanel Allure mascara because the wand is so small, so I just sort of used that to separate a little bit. I don't know, that's kind of disappointing, and the brand did send this to me, so sorry Givenchy. I don't know, maybe if you just wipe off more, but it's kind of like there's too much product on the wand, so I don't know. I'll keep testing it out on the side. Let's move on to the face. I'm going into my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I have the shade 4.5. I love this primer, and one thing that I love is that the wand is built in. You don't have to apply it with your fingertips or anything like that, which I know seems like really nitpicky, but I test out so much makeup, so I have room to be nitpicky like that. I'm going into the 109 brush here. This is for cream product. It's cut at an interesting angle like this, and it's meant for foundations, but Lisa said you can use it for any cream product. And so this liquid primer here, liquid highlighter basically, is liquid or cream, so I think it'll work. And then for the foundation, I'm actually going into a tinted moisturizer. This is the NARS tinted moisturizer, and I use the shade Mykonos. I used this a few days ago and I was like, my skin looks gorgeous. I forgot how nice this is. It's a tinted moisturizer, so it's quite sheer, but it just leaves your skin looking so beautiful and so healthy and just great. I hadn't used it in a while and I was like, I need to use this more often. I'm using the same brush as before just to blend this out. I think Mykonos is a pretty perfect match for me. It's a tinted moisturizer, so it's not going to have tons of coverage, but look at how seamless this is. Barely any work, just blending in so quickly, so naturally. Ooh, it's really pretty. Now for my concealer, I'm going into my Dior Forever Skin Correct in 2WP. At first, I really hesitated in purchasing this one. I think when I tried it, I just got the wrong colors, but it's quickly become one of my favorites. I just find that it's such a great concealer. Like once you blend it, it just sets in place. It doesn't crease, it doesn't move. And I like the little peachy undertone. It kind of cuts any darkness around my eyes. Now I'm going into this 110 large concealer brush. Yes, Lisa said this is a concealer brush, and she said that she made this to be like a sponge on a stick. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to blend out my concealer with this very large brush. Okay, well, it is diffusing. Whenever I edit my videos, I always yell at myself when I'm going like, you know, the face when you apply mascara or you do eye makeup and you go like that. It's so annoying. So I'm trying to correct it, but it's really difficult because you don't even notice that you're doing it as you're doing it. It's just after, when you're watching and editing the video, that you're like, why did I do that? But okay, it is actually working as a concealer brush. It's a lot larger than the brushes I'm used to using, but it actually is working. Interesting. I'm going into some bronzer now, and this is not new, but this is the NARS Laguna 2 cream bronzer. And Lisa said to use the 111. This is a dense bronzer brush, and she said specifically to use a cream bronzer. So I'm going to go ahead and try that. It's not the VioletteFR 04, but I'm willing to give it a try. I do like that it's tapered, like it is pointed like this. It's a bit wide. I kind of wish it was like this or something, but it does work. I think it is nice. It's not gonna replace my VioletteFR 04, unfortunately. But we all have our preferences. Like some people prefer a totally different shape for bronzer, and that's totally fine. What's that expression? Different strokes for different folks, but it's like different brush strokes for different folks. Okay, now let's get into this VioletteFR Bisou blush. This is the shade Ines. So this is what the blush stick looks like. Up here you have the VioletteFR logo, and this is a blush stick with a brush on the bottom. So let's look at this again, because I love the pink swirl. Ines is meant to be like a pink blush, but they have, I think, 5 shades to choose from. I love the marble, and this smells amazing. It smells fruity. It smells like candy almost. I know, I wasn't expecting it. It smells delicious, but it's not very strong. Like you really have to get in there and sniff it to notice it, but it's very nice. So let me go ahead and do a swatch here. This is really pretty. I think it's going to match my entire look here. Very nice. I wanted a pink blush to go with like pink and purple. This does look a little bit bright here, but obviously I'm going to blend it out. And on the bottom, you get a little brush here. So I'm a bit hesitant to use this because in order to do this, I would have to go like this and then apply it like that. That could work. Or you can go in directly. I personally would rather use a brush, sweep in and apply, but maybe what I'll do is I'll do one side where I go like this and apply, and the other side I'll use a regular brush and do the regular method. That's my plan. Okay, let me go ahead and pick up some of this blush here. My baby here always wants to join in on the party. It's very annoying. Okay. I feel like this would be perfect in a pinch if you're traveling, if you're on the go. I know VioletteFR always does her videos where she's doing her makeup in like a Parisian cafe. I get that. Personally, I'm gonna try it now with a brush. This is the 112, a small angled face brush. It reminds me a bit of the 104 from VioletteFR, but I'm going to just go ahead and sweep into the blush like this and then apply. It is a really nice shape for blush because it is really tiny. I think I prefer this method. I think that the brush at the bottom is cute, but I don't know. Again, different strokes. I prefer a separate brush stroke personally. I just find that this is just applying much easier. I don't know. I'm sure that there was a reason why they designed it like this, but I'm gonna go use a separate brush. And the blush stick has still maintained its marble integrity. So I think it's marbled throughout the entire stick. I don't think it's just like a spray over. I think it's the entire stick that's marbleized, which is really fun. Now that everything cream has been applied, I'm going into my Givenchy loose powder here. This is the holiday one. Look at the package. Look at this. If it looks like a silver puffer jacket, it's meant to. It's supposed to be an homage to the 2000s. It's gorgeous. This is the shade number 12, Lumière Polaire, which translates to polar lights. So what I do is I just dump some into the cap like this. And then using the 113, which is meant to be a small flat powder brush, I loaded up both sides of the brush here. And I'm just going to press it where I get a little bit oilier or where makeup tends to move a bit more. I forgot the highlighter. Okay, I'll go into that in a second. This shape is really good if you want to apply powder in small areas. Like, it's not a big fluffy brush, but let's say you want to powder underneath your eyes right here. This is great. This is the 113. It's a very good shape for that. I just took a little bit more powder here to powder around my mouth. I find that setting the powder also just helps the makeup last a bit longer, and this is typically where my makeup fades a bit faster. I am going into my Westman Atelier Super Loaded Tinted Highlighter in Peau Rosée. I just feel like kind of doing a full face today, and I'm going back to my BK Beauty brush. This is technically the concealer brush, but I just feel like the shape would work here, so I'm gonna go ahead and try it. It's an experiment. We'll see how it works. I think it's working. I mean, the thing with like makeup brushes is just because it says it has one purpose, like it might work best for that purpose, but you can go ahead and play around and see how else it'll work. Now for the lip, I think I'm gonna go bold, but we're gonna go ahead and play around. This is a VioletteFR again, and this shade here is called Cœur Infidèle, which means unfaithful heart. Interesting. So let me go ahead and give you a swatch here. My plan is to maybe sheer this out. It's a gorgeous color. It's like an intense purple, not purple, berry. I guess it has berry, but it's a bit red as well. I'm gonna go ahead and play around with this. What if I do a little bit of an ombre effect? It's an experiment. I'm taking a pencil brush from one of my Chanel lip liners because no, that's the lip liner side. I'm taking the side with the pencil brush here, or like lip brush, I should say. You could definitely just take the wand and apply it as intense as this. I just think that if I did that, I probably would wear even softer shadows, just like a nude, vanilla, like my skin but better. I just think with the pink and purple, I wanted something in the family, but just maybe not as intense as this. And I'm going to reapply my Emile Cordon White Truffle over top just to revive a little bit. I know that this is a matte lipstick, but I don't want a totally matte lip. Sometimes you want the lip color, but not the finish. And I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury airbrush setting spray. Like I said, I am just going for a full face today. I don't know what happened, but just like halfway through the look, I was like, no, I want the full makeup effect. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray this. And then for our final touch, let's go into perfume. I'm going into my Dior Joy perfume. This is the Eau de Parfum. Remember when this came out? I'm gonna say like 4 or 5 years ago. I feel like this was a hit, but not like a huge hit for some reason. A lot of people just didn't really catch on to this one. I really enjoy it. It's like powdery, a little bit of rose. It smells fresh, it smells clean. It reminds me a little bit of like Chanel Allure or Chanel Chance. You know, just like a beautiful, feminine, clean, everyday perfume. It definitely has musk in it and maybe a little bit of peach. It's just, if it smells like an everyday classic perfume. The one that I can think of is Chanel Chance, where it always smells great, and it's an everyday perfume. I like it. I think they have come out with like shower gel, body lotions, etc. from the perfume as well. But anyway, this is the finished look. This is my dramatic full face. I mean, I went from primer to setting spray to the whole shebang today. I just felt like it. I really enjoy it. I don't know if this is more of a fall or maybe a springtime makeup look, but I like mixing and matching. I think that this is a beautiful lipstick. Mixing it with a lip gloss makes it look like a satin finish. And if you're curious, if you live in Canada and you're curious about ordering from VioletteFR, there are no additional charges or fees at the door. I think it took a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. It was a little bit longer than like a regular Sephora order, but there was no surprise payments at the door, which is nice. And everything else today, I liked my old favorites like the NARS Tinted Moisturizer. If you have it, take it out of the drawer. It's great. Remember how great it is? It's wonderful. I like this super light purpley pink eyeshadow look from Chanel. I don't know why so many people poo-pooed this Tweed Pourpre here, number 2 from Chanel. I think it's great. I think it's just the definition of a Chanel palette. A lot of Chanel clients don't want super intense opaque shadows. They have more mature lids. They want something softer, and to me this is just perfect. I think it's a perfect balance with this lip. I think everything here is working nicely together. So yeah, this is the look. I hope you enjoyed it. I have been testing out more makeup brushes here on my channel. Let me know if you enjoy that, or if you don't, sound off in the comments below. Also, let me know if there are other makeup products, whether they're new releases or old favorites you want me to test out. If you're new to my channel, or if you are a returning subscriber who has not yet subscribed yet, I hope you take the time to do so, because we talk a lot about luxury beauty and a lot of French luxury brands, which I think you might enjoy. So on that note, that is all I have for you guys for today. Thank you all so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye.